Tonight on West Dakota Fox News at 9, a nightmare for allergy sufferers. With the tap of a tree, a wave of pollen gets sent into the air. Plus, a backup in Beulah as state truck drivers attempt to haul ammonia. But first, Governor Doug Burgum is in Williston, shining a spotlight on higher education.
This is West Dakota Fox News at 9 with Molly Martinez and meteorologist Henry Blakes. Your first news of the night starts right now on West Dakota Fox News at 9.
Good evening, I'm Molly Martinez. Governor Doug Burgum joined Lieutenant Governor Brent Sanford in Williston today. The pair paid a visit to Williston State College campus, fulfilling the gubernatorial promise to visit all 11 public colleges and universities in the state. Reporter Jamisha Lyde shows us why this campus tour was special.
North Dakota leaders made a visit to Williston State College to listen to students and staff to get their ideas on his Main Street initiative.
It's important for the governor to hear our story, to know what the needs are, but actually physically see the community, the college, the sort of things that we do and what we're about.
Governor Doug Burgum says having a skilled workforce, smart, efficient infrastructure, and healthy, vibrant communities are what North Dakota strives for.
Everybody in this part of the state understands how important that is because there's so many jobs that are open right now up here. You know, whether not just Bakken related, but whether it's in education, healthcare, transportation.
Vision 2030 really is. Education plays a critical role for private communities in the Northwest because a lot of training is required for its employees.
It's non-traditional. It's not a four-year degree. It might be a certificate, it might be night classes, it might be a two-week program for CDL training. It's what their industry needs, and Williston State and Training India are being very responsive.
He added that improvement projects such as the new Sluland Field International Airport helps attract potential residents and workers to the area. But he says the focused education to train the workforce plays a huge role in Williston's future growth potential. For West Dakota Fox News at 9, I'm Jamisha Lyde.
Our other top story tonight, there's a backup in Beulah. Back in January, the Dakota Gasification Company started pumping out 1,100 tons of urea a day. That fertilizer is in high demand for an agricultural state like ours. But there's now a bottleneck at the production site, and truckers have to wait hours for their haul. Daniela Hurtado went to find out why.
Hours of wait could put a damper on a trucker's workday.
In that, you have a 14-hour period in which you can drive 11 hours. So if you've done your pre-trip or you've come in after, you've just fired up in the morning and you have to wait for 9, 8, 6 hours, you have very little time that you can drive, and you sure can't make the load that you were designed to make in the first place.
Andrew Kova is one of the many truck drivers who have waited for urea for more than 6 hours.
A lot of times you just get one load in and you wind up staying at the place you dump and wait till morning and hope the next day goes better.
3 rows of trucks and more than 24 truck drivers. The company tells me they've added something within the last week that's supposed to help the wait times for these very unhappy drivers.
We were able to open up that second bay. We fixed some of the issues we had early on when we started loading out, and we've seen truck times drastically reduced.
Tuesday, drivers say the flow was better. They hope things will begin running smoothly.
I think once they get all these little glitches worked out, I think it'll go pretty good. I mean, it's just, with anything new like that, it just takes time.
Turnbow says he wants drivers' help by showing up in spread times. But he says if they all continue to arrive around the same times, the plant will continue to do the best they can. For West Dakota.
Time now is 9:03. Henry, we're getting some more wet weather our way.
Yeah, right now it's all across the west, but that disturbance is going to push east tonight.
Today we're learning the Iran deal is off. The president announces the U.S. is withdrawing from the agreement. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively is in Washington with this consequential decision.
It is clear to me that we cannot prevent an Iranian nuclear bomb under the decaying and rotten structure of the current agreement.
In its place, the president said the U.S. will reimpose some unilateral U.S. sanctions against Iran.
We will be instituting the highest level of economic sanction. Any nation that helps Iran in its quest for nuclear weapons could also be strongly sanctioned by the United States.
The U.S. and 5 other countries signed the deal with Iran to try to keep the rogue nation from developing a nuclear weapon in exchange for lifting economic sanctions and cuts to Iranian oil imports. But other nations in the deal argue there's no proof Iran violated the agreement negotiated under former Secretary of State John Kerry.
Iran is living by the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency. The agency says they're living up to it, and we have the inspectors to know it. Why on earth would you voluntarily, by choice, decide we're going to pull out?
President Trump has criticized the plan for being weak, saying it's hard to verify if Iran is complying. It can still develop and test missiles and continues to support terrorism.
North Dakota lawmakers were quick to weigh in on the decision. Representative Kevin Kramer praised the president, saying Iran has proven why this deal was a bad agreement in the first place. It was a bad deal for our allies like Israel and Saudi Arabia and threatened our national security interests. Senator Heidi Heitkamp saying, I agree with the president that provisions constraining elements of Iran's nuclear program should be extended beyond what was originally negotiated. Well, hazmat crews were called to Gackle today after a magnesium powder spill. That happened around 2:45 at the Gackle Streeter Public School. School officials say a teacher and her student heard a pop in a storage closet. They found this broken bottle inside. According to emergency manager Daniel Schwartz, the magnesium is highly flammable and potentially explosive. The school is evacuated as hazmat crews cleared the area. A Bismarck man is arrested after setting a grass fire near the Double Ditch historic site north of Bismarck. Burleigh County deputies responded to a fire call back on the evening of April 5th and found 24-year-old Austin Crane, who admitted to starting the fire. He says they say he told them he planned to plant cannabis at the site. Last week, Crane was cited for starting a grass fire in the Oahe Wildlife Management Area by firing off bottle rockets. Also on the fire front, a Grant County man is admitting to starting multiple fires, including a devastating blaze in Elgin on New Year's Eve. Authorities say they questioned 25-year-old John Eisler of Elgin on May 1st about several suspicious fires. They say he gave details about starting the Dakota Farms fire on December 31st, as well as a garage fire a week earlier, an apartment fire on February 25th, and a grass fire on April 18th. Eisler faces several charges. Memorial services are set for the three siblings who police say were murdered by their mother in Grand Forks last week before she turned the gun on herself. The funerals for the Talmadge children will be held at 3 p.m. Friday at Hope Covenant Church in Grand Forks. Visitation is 1 hour prior to the service. Around town, some Bismarck roads could soon be 3 lanes. Megan Hoffman is here to tell us about how you can offer your input.
The city's engineering department is looking at 4 roads, Washington Street, Divide Avenue, and as well as 4th and 19th Streets, to possibly change from the current 2 lanes to 3 lanes. City engineer Gabe Schell says since 2003, the city has taken part in several studies, all identifying the need for 3 lanes instead of 2. He says the roads they've identified move a lot of cars and could use the turn lane in the middle.
We need ways to improve north-south traffic and east-west traffic and improve our bike facilities. So we're trying to take that input and create a project out of it.
There will be a public input meeting next Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. in the City-County building on the project. Also tonight at the City Commission meeting, an ordinance was passed allowing law enforcement to cite drivers for failure to maintain control. The ordinance aligns with the city's code to the state law, which allows police to issue traffic citations to distracted drivers, which could mean anything from using your cell phone to eating food. Commissioners also approved the purchase of 3 new buses for Bisman Transit. That includes 1 paratransit bus and 2 fixed route buses. Total cost is around $825,000, but with federal funds, the organization will only be on the hook for about $165,000 of that.
Thanks, Megan. Public schools will no longer be behind the wheel of their busing system. The board voted last night to pass the keys to Harlow school bus services. The change comes as a result of a driver shortage and steep maintenance costs. The bid for Harlow's is about $100,000 less than what MPS paid to operate the buses themselves this year. The contract runs through 2025. And speaking of the Mandan School District, they've just named Jeff Fashnacht as their new assistant superintendent. Fashnacht spent the past 16 years as superintendent at Ellendale. He replaces Jeffrey Lind, who is retiring. And it could be the end of the line for the iconic Long X Bridge on Highway 85 south of Watford City. The Department of Transportation is proposing replacing it with a 4-lane structure. The bridge was built in 1959. In health insurance news, Commissioner John Gottfried says the state can't wait for federal government to fix rising costs. Now, he says the department is looking for solutions. The review comes after a nationwide increase in premiums. Godfrey says those increases have especially hurt farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, who often make too much to qualify for subsidies. One idea: reward healthy choices.
And they would be able to lower your premium based on your lifestyle choices, based on some other factors that they'll develop or that we can develop. You know, it's an opportunity to incentivize that healthy behavior, which is really what we're missing in our health insurance marketplace right now.
He expects the review to be finished in September and presented to the legislature before the 2019 session. Well, hundreds of people turned out for Minot's Salute to Seniors today, a celebration filled with music and dance. The day is all about giving them precious memories.
That's just a day for our seniors to get out there, you know, and like I say, I love my seniors. They are my best people. And me being a senior myself even makes it better, knowing that we have a life out there.
This year's entertainment included Blind Joe from Fargo. Still ahead, a common and simple mistake while booking a flight could cost you big time. That story next.
And it looks like chance of showers will continue for the Williston area this evening and tonight. Your complete forecast is coming up next.
This portion of tonight's News at 9 brought to you by Blink Eyewear, the place you'll find glasses that you love to wear.
Just announced at your local Northland Ford dealer. Get limited time savings on a 2018 Ford Escape with a special Sync 3 package for no additional charge. So you can stay connected with the sound of your voice or start your engine from anywhere with a touch of your phone.
You can actually turn it on.
Are you kidding me? Get Escape with a no-charge Sync 3 package, a $900 value, and up to $5,000 total savings. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
One of the most common foot problems that people have is called plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis, heel spurs, heel pain, they're all the same thing. 90 to 95% of people will heal from plantar fasciitis without surgery. By far the most important thing when it comes to plantar fasciitis is taking the stress off of the plantar fascia. I see patients 2 to 3 times and we get them heading the right direction.
At Touchmark, we're passionate about providing opportunities to experience the full life. I see it every day. Every time we welcome a new resident, our community grows and changes a bit. New residents bring their talents and experiences and background, and that means we're going to be going new places, doing new things, experiencing new adventures, and that makes life even more fun. Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
Feel the fun and the excitement. The Spring into Summer Sales event now at Moritz Sport and Marine. Make a splash and save on Sea-Doo personal watercraft with payments as low as $116 a month. Just $116 a month for wave, bust, and fun from Moritz, your Sea-Doo dealer. Get a 2-year warranty at no charge, plus up to $1,000 rebate on select 2017 models. Save big on Sea-Doo personal watercraft during the Spring into Summer Sales event. Moritz Sport and Marine, on the water, Marina Road, Mandan.
A pilot flying from Mississippi to Texas ran out of gas and is forced to crash land in a parking lot. Check this out. He was just 2 miles to the closest airport when he realized that wasn't going to happen. The pilot landed, taking out a tree in the process. A small fire was caused due to the crash, but no one was hurt. Another scare in the air and more trouble for Southwest Airlines. A flight had to make an emergency landing in Dallas after a cockpit instrument indicated one of the flaps might not have fully extended, resulting in a higher speed touchdown. They landed safely. No injuries were reported. Firefighters in Chicago scrambled to douse a pallet fire. Choppers were overhead yesterday. Witnesses say smoke from the fire could be seen miles away. Crews managed to knock it down within an hour. And a similar fire in Kansas City today. Flames breaking out at a business building, which houses several offices and retail shops. Firefighters using ladders to help them battle the flames from above. The cause of this fire is under investigation. And a dramatic rescue caught on camera. This is near Houston. A woman fell asleep at the wheel and drove into a lake. And here's the worst part, that lake was alligator infested. Some nearby officers sprang into action, punching out her windows and pulling her to safety. In Afghanistan, a group of tech-savvy girls are tackling an opium problem by coding a new computer game. The fight against opium lets players take on drug dealers and destroy poppy fields. It's grown in popularity. The game highlights the countrywide problem connected to the opium trade industry. A new study states that fasting may lead to improved intestinal function at an older age. Science Alert researchers found that setting a daily calorie limit could enhance the regeneration of stem cells in your stomach. These cells also play an important role in maintaining healthy tissue and may fight off certain diseases. Well, looking to book a flight in the future? To prevent paying any types of additional fees while traveling, experts urge you to double check your name on the ticket to ensure it matches the information on your travel documents. This simple error may force you to pay off a fee charge. This information, and in certain circumstances, you may even be required to book your trip. All right, Henry, you always got to double check you got your name right.
Yeah, you always got to check that. Hey, for instance, we got wet weather still.
Welcome back. Well, grocery shopping can be more than an errand. It can be a downright chore, especially for the elderly and families with small children. But now there's a better way. Reporting Matter Jelseth shows us.
This fast lane is becoming more popular, and customers are saying they like the ease of grocery shopping because of it. Ashley is shopping for a Bismarck customer who ordered her groceries online. All the customer had to do was go online, click what they want to buy, and charge it to their credit card.
I just get online and get into the website, and the pictures and the prices are right there. And it is childishly easy.
Which is why online grocery shopping is becoming very popular.
It really has evolved a lot with technology, and that it's very easy for people to get on the website, use it, very friendly.
Groceries are shopped at store level, and the shopper can either pick up their groceries at the store or get them dropped off at home like Atwood did.
For a lot of consumers, it's very valuable. You know, it's just kind of the wave of what's going on out there with e-commerce.
Last week, Dan's Supermarket had 90 orders, and they expect to get even more. If you pick up groceries, it costs $39.95 for a year subscription. And if you're a delivery customer, it's an extra $10. If you'd like to become part of this program, you can go shopthefastlane.com. Reporting at Dan's Supermarket. For West Dakota Fox is at 9, I'm Maddie Jelseth.
Ahead of this month's royal wedding, some regal corgis are already celebrating. This is in New York's Herald Square, where pooches dressed as the key members of the royal family, sporting the likeness from Queen Elizabeth all the way down to Prince George. The dog breed has been a long favorite of the British monarch, Queen Elizabeth. And there's no escaping it. The pollen is out in full force, and one woman in New Jersey got proof. You can see that there. With the slightest tap of the tree, a full wave of pollen comes crashing down. Not a beautiful sight for allergy sufferers, Henry.
Yeah, definitely not. I'd hate to be there because I'm one of those.
We have it here too.
Yeah, we do, and it's just getting started. Well, hey, weather-wise, we'll be waking up to some clouds. The wind not too bad in the morning, but it will be picking up. Slight chance of a few showers across the central region to start out, but then mostly in the central and east later in the day. Cool down thanks to a front by Thursday and Friday with highs only in the 50s, but for Mother's Day weekend this Sunday, we're back in the 70s.
All right, remember to call your mom. She's the only woman biologically engineered to love you.